Okay. Wow. Horrible lighting. Let me see if I can fix that. It went bad right after I turned on the live stream here, of course. This is what happens when you're... There we go. All right. Didn't mean for any of that to happen. Okay. All right. Live from Wakulla, Florida on the Gulf Coast, my ancestral home here. At any rate, yeah, I'm not in New Mexico. I'm enjoying some nice Florida weather here. But so this is my old room that I actually grew up in. I know, kind of amazing, isn't it? And like I said, I apologize for my green screen not working, but hey, we got to go with what we got, right? I'm not in my regular office to do any of this. But I'm Dr. Kennedy, and I'd like to welcome you to the spring of 2021 and Bio 1140, which is biology for health related sciences. And this is definitely some crazy times we live in. Let me see if I can adjust that light really quick. Give me more of a sinister glow here. Yeah, there we go. All right. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so this semester is a lot like the fall. And, by now, you and I were a little bit more used to this online format, even though I'd much rather be in class. I'm going to miss getting to know you guys. I mean, I really enjoy teaching in class. I really love getting to know you guys. But let me go over this class a little bit and some of the expectations here. And if you have a question, feel free to ask your questions in the live chat over here. It should be um, on and ready to go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the syllabus for this semester and then talk a little bit about my expectations of what this is going to happen in this class. And I am actually going to go against some serious conventional wisdom here and kind of do things a little bit differently but I think we have to do things differently during a pandemic and during an online course when you guys almost certainly wanted to be in class yourself, but I'm definitely changing the rules up a little bit of the way or not the rules, I'm changing the way we do things in the past. So let me explain about that first, but I'm going to start with the syllabus here, and we're going to go over this just briefly. This class is unique, right? I mean, it's a non-majors course, but the reality is it's not really a non-majors course in terms of like a general biology 110 or 1110 or a majors like 2110. It's kind of in between because it is required for nursing programs, and it's either required or recommended for like 11 other degrees at UNM. I mean, from nursing to EMT to environmental science, sports and exercise, all these different degrees rely on us on this class. So it's not just a general non-majors course. I do gear it a lot toward the health-related sciences. So throughout this class, I definitely try to put in, a lot of stuff in there about health and try to relate what we're learning to our health, because I think that's important. And also in this class, one thing that I really am taking on is discussing the role of science in our everyday life, right? Like, hey, science is important. And science in my very first chapter tells you like it's a way of thinking. It's a way of understanding the world. And we need science to inform our decisions and our opinions. And when we don't follow science, yeah, we get in trouble here. So let's start with the syllabus here. I kind of delayed it a little bit. Here's how this class works, straight up. Okay, we got 16 weeks. We're in week 1 starting it till May like 14th or 14th. That's week 16. And we have a week of spring break. So it's actually 17 weeks between now and then, but I don't count spring break. I have 12 learning modules or 12 chapters worth of material. Now, you do not have to buy a book. You don't have to go spend $100 on or $180 on a book. I have PDF'd everything for you. I wrote the material myself. So I geared it. I'm doing what I kind of want to do for this class, right? It's all free. Now, maybe about in a few weeks, I'll have something available on Amazon if you wanted to go buy it. But hey, you don't have to. Everything is for free. So we've got these 12 chapters, 12 learning modules. We're going to do a chapter a week, except for a test week, which I don't present anything new. So if you think about 4 tests, 12 chapters, 16 weeks, right? So we will do chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Week 4 will be test 1. And I don't present any new material during test 1 or during the test week. You have that time to assimilate that material. And then we will do chapters 4, 5, and 6, test 2. Chapter 7, 8, 9, test 3. And chapters 10, 11, 12, and then we do test 4. So we're broken up into these 4 chunks of time, and each week I'm presenting a new chapter. And then each week, each chapter has a quiz. So there are 12 quizzes worth 10 points each. And those quizzes are, they're multiple choice. They're timed at 20 minutes, and you have 2 attempts, and I'll keep the highest test grade. And at the end of the semester, I will keep the best 10 quiz grades. But you got to take all 12. I'm not dropping a quiz grade if you didn't take it. You got to take all 12 quizzes for me to drop your lowest one. I don't care if you open it up and Christmas treat. It doesn't matter. Just take the quiz. It'll take you just a few minutes if you're really getting behind. But I will give you 2 attempts for each quiz, timed at 20 minutes. They're open book, open note. I'm not using Respondus or any lockdown. There's hell with that. No way. You'll either learn the material or you won't. And I'll come back to that. And then you have those 3 quizzes, or you have 1 quiz for each test, and then a test. Now, a test is worth 100 points. And you have a week that there's that test week, and there's basically no new material that week. Okay, now tests are worth 100 points. There are 4 tests. I drop the lowest of 1 through 3. Got to take them all, and then you can't drop test 4. But historically, test 4 grades have been really high, like in the mid 80s, upper 80s. So that's okay. Most of you will not need to drop that one anyways, but I want to do that so everybody takes test 4 and completes the class, because to me, test 4 has some very important stuff like climate change and genetic engineering in there. I'm all for genetic engineering. Now, so we got 10 quizzes, right? That's 100 points. I take your best 3 test grades. You can't drop 4, but I'll drop the lowest one, 1 through 3. That's 400 points. And then we have another assignment called the Science and Digital Literacy assignments. You only need to complete 4 of those. There are 12 possible, 1 for each chapter. I have a Science and Digital Learning. You only need to do 4. They have a minimum of 250 words. You write 249 words, it's an automatic 0, and you can't drop it. However, if you do 4 and you get a 5 out of 25 because, well, you got it wrong, guess what? You can do more, and you can continually do science and digital literacies, all 12 of them if you wanted. I'll grade them for you until you get the grades that you want, 25s out of 25s. And I've got a write-up in there on how to do science and digital literacy, and I'll talk more about that later. And then this next week, there's a syllabus quiz and an opening survey. So there's a total of 530 points available in this class. So 3 tests, but there's 4 total. You get to drop 1 through 3. The lowest one, just make sure you take it. 12 quizzes, 1 for each chapter. Take all the quizzes. I'll drop your lowest 2. And then you got 4 science and digital literacies. If you do poorly on 1, not making a 0 by not meeting the minimum requirements, but if you do poorly because you get it wrong, do another one. You can do them until you get it right. Now, I said earlier that I'm kind of breaking the rules here. Well, I'm not breaking the rules. I'm changing the way we've often done things. And, as a teacher that's been teaching for, oh my gosh, a long time. Let's see all the gray. Really bald. Okay. I've been teaching for a long time. And basically, everybody online. You keep the class going 1 week at a time. An assignment opens and then it closes, and anything after that is late. I don't think that is very effective during a pandemic. I don't think that's very effective online. You guys have lives. I mean, you've got your own stuff to deal with. You're trying to juggle all of these online courses. You have jobs. You have family. You're probably quarantining. Life is hard right now. Things get in the way of us doing our assignments on time and getting them completed. So here's the difference. I have due dates. Each week, you need to have your quizzes done by Sunday at midnight or 11:59. But the reality is, if you miss that due date, there is no penalty. I will not penalize you. There's no points off for turning in assignments late. And in fact, don't do this. You won't do well, but you could effectively turn in everything in the last week of class if you wanted to and get full credit for it. So you can turn in assignments late for full credit. Now, many of you will do them, will keep up with me. Thank you. I had 600 assignments in the class last semester. That everybody's turned them in late, and they didn't do very well. And I didn't have time to grade them very carefully and add details and comments. So here's what I'm doing for you to incentivize you to turn your material in on time. More bonus points, right? Hey, look, here it is. You got 4 weeks. So that's 3 chapters and a test. At the end of that 4 weeks, which I will send out numerous emails to remind you, at the end of that 4 weeks, if you can get all 3 quizzes done by the end of that week and your test and a science and digital literacy, you get 5 bonus points. Now, if you do that for all 4 of your 4-week blocks, that's 20 bonus points. And if you get all 4 of them done, I will bonus you an additional 5. That's 25 bonus points. That is like 5% of your grade. That's a difference in almost every case between an A minus and an A, or a B plus and an A minus. It might even be a B plus and an A. You know, it can make a huge difference. Another way to make a bonus point. I wrote the material. I make mistakes. I don't have a professional editor. We all make mistakes. You find a mistake in the reading, send me an email, highlight it where it is, tell me exactly where it is, what the mistake is, and what the correction should be. Make as many of those as you want. I'll bonus you a point every single mistake you find in the reading. I make mistakes. Hey, you catch me on it, I'm fine. Help me out. Help your fellow students out. If you help you can really help out people. If you're reading along and there's a mistake, and you let me know, you get rewarded for it, and you help people out. You help your fellow students out. And if something's really unclear and you're like, man, this sentence makes no sense, you gotta let me know. Okay, so I got a quiz. Or a question. Are we able to make an A++ in this class? There's no such thing as an A++. There's an A+. I reserve A+s for maybe the top 1 or 2 students that just knock the class out of the water. Yeah, I don't have a set like 98 and above, and the reason why I quit doing that is because with all the bonus points, lots of people were actually scoring that high and barely making an A on a test. But I tell you, if I get somebody who makes like 400s on the test, I'll think about that. So some people will make an A+, but very few. Like I said, only 1 or 2 students a semester make an A+ in these classes, because that is like you're above and beyond. And if you're wondering about the test, they're mostly multiple choice. However, I do have a couple essay questions in those, so you do have a chance to kind of like write some essays in your test. Now, here's another thing you're gonna like about your test. They're untimed. You get 1 shot at it, but they're untimed. Open book, open note, I don't care. The only thing that you can do to cheat is copy from the web or copy from another student. You do that, you get a 0. Don't cut and paste. That also means don't cut and paste and change about 2 words, because Turnitin is going to flag it and it's going to show me the words that you changed, right? So don't cut and paste and think that's not plagiarism. You have to write in your own words. Same with your science and digital literacies. You got to write it in your own words. You can't copy a student from last semester. You do that. Every assignment that's ever been turned in, guess what? It's in this ethereal web up there. And if you copy an assignment from last semester, I will know who you copied it from, and you'll get a 0. So just please don't cut and paste. Okay, so I hope that explains a lot of the class right there. With the expectations of the quizzes, the test, and the science and digital literacies, Those are the 3 assignments that you get your grades from. Plus this week, we also got our syllabus quiz and an opening survey. And that syllabus quiz, just take it as many times as you need to get a full grade on it. Quizzes, they're timed at 20 minutes. You get 2 chances at the quizzes. That's it. They are timed, but they're low stakes. And then also the test, 1 chance, no time limit. Take your time. I fully expect you to use your books, use your resources. Just like I said, don't cut and paste and copy directly from other students. I don't even really care if you talk about it with other people. We learn by interacting with people, and right now interactions are good. So like I said, there's basically no way to cheat on this, and that's some of the rules that I'm kind of bending. That, and also with the due dates. If you do this stuff on time, you get bonus points. You don't do it on time, you don't get bonus points. And if you turn it all in at the end of the semester, people that did that last semester, a lot of them passed. They were able to pass. So if that's what you need to do to move on, hey, I get it. Life gets in the way, and sometimes we just got to do what we got to do to get through a class. And I hope sincerely that I am able to get you excited and interested about the material that we're going to learn this semester. But like I said, I fully understand that people are having a hard time right now. So I'm not holding our feet to the fire or anything like that this semester. And in fact, going forward, I'll probably never give a test in class again. I'm done with in-class high-stakes tests. It's closed book. Okay, test extra credit. I got the grades assigned down. A pluses only for like 1 or 2 people. Academic dishonesty. Basically, please do not cut and paste. It's going to give me the awkward thing of like having to give you a 0. That is no fun. And then I've got the due dates and all the calendar there as well. Okay, do I have any other questions about the class so far? All right, nobody's having any more questions. So I want to segue now into a little bit of the expectations of the class. Normally we have this class that we all go to, and going to class, I love it, right? I get to meet you guys. I get to interact with you. I get to know you as a student, and I'm not going to get to do that this semester. But also going to class, you guys get to make friends. You guys get a rigid schedule of coming to class every day, so you're exposed to the material all the time. Now, as we go to online, there are benefits and there are drawbacks to this, and you must be aware of the benefits and the drawbacks. I'm going to start with the benefits. I have created this class so that you can work at your own pace, right? I know that some weeks you're going to be busy. You're not going to be able to do anything. Other weeks, you're going to be able to just crank on this material and get caught up. So I'm giving you the freedom to do this class as you need to. I'm also removing the anxiety of taking a hardcore test in class, closed note, closed book. And I'm hoping, that reduces some of our stress level. And in fact, I'm in my personal classes, I'll never do that again, that I teach on my own. I'm done with in-class tests. But here's the thing. What you guys have to do, because I'm not making these due dates a strict requirement, is you've got to manage your time. You have to do this on a schedule that works for you. You've got to manage your time to do this as well, or else you're going to get behind very quickly. And that's why they always tell us as teachers, hey, never let them do this because they're just going to get behind. Well, some of you will, but some of it will help you. But you've also got to learn to keep your time managed, right? To stay up with this. The other thing, the benefit, not having a closed note, closed book test, you don't have to study. You don't have the test anxiety of dealing with that. That's nice, when you think about it. On the flip side, you are missing out on a valuable skill in learning. You're not really learning how to memorize the material very well, not learning how to memorize it and organize it, and then use that knowledge that you've learned how to memorize and answer test questions. You're going to lose that skill. So I would encourage a lot of you to continue to try to treat this class as though it's an in-class test where you study for it, and then test how well you do. You don't have to submit it, but answer as many questions as you can by studying first, then go back and try to answer the rest of them. Don't just try to like open up your book and then do it one question at a time. I strongly encourage you to keep up your study habits, keep up memorization, because these are skills that are very, very important that we are not going to learn in an online environment with open no open book tests. Hey, and I'll tell you what, we're going to return back to normal probably in 2022. And there's going to be a lot of teachers out there, a lot of professors. They're going to go right back to exactly what they did before the pandemic. And if you haven't been learning how to memorize and study for a year or two, you're going to be in trouble. It's like exercising, right? Yeah, you've been thinking about exercising, you've been thinking about walking and running, then all of a sudden you haven't run in a year or two, and all of a sudden you're told to get off the sofa, get off of Netflix, and go run a couple miles. Going to do very well at it? No, it's going to be very hard. Okay, so that's my talk to you about the benefits versus the drawbacks of an online class, and having it where you've got to take control of this, right, and manage your time to get the stuff done on time. So that's why I've incentivized rather than penalized or getting assignments done on time. Hey, you're not going to lose credit if you're running behind. You don't have to worry about that. But you will lose your bonus points. So I'm trying to make it incentivized here. And so there you go. Well, that's about it. I've only had one question. Throughout the semester, I will go on YouTube Live during Monday of each week. And what I'll do is I'll just introduce the material to you guys. And then during test week, I'll go on Thursday or so you guys have a chance to look at the test, open up and take a look at it. And then you can ask me questions about the test. So I'll be up online at least once a week. I don't have regular office hours. I've done that in the past where I've had drop-in office hours. I sat there for an hour waiting and nobody showed up. If you want to talk to me on Zoom, no problem. Let's make an appointment. Let's make an appointment when it works for both of us. I'm not going to have regular office hours because nobody shows up, but I will be available on Zoom, email. You can expect a response from me within 24 hours, except on Friday. If you email me Friday afternoon, I'll get to you Monday morning. All right. So that's about it. Is there any way we can move the live sessions earlier? Yeah, I don't really know the best time. I did this so I thought people would be home. If you guys have suggestions for a live time, shoot me an email, and I can be very flexible on these live sections. And in fact, I can move them around each week a little bit so that everybody has a chance to get the live session on. So yeah, that's a good question. Like I said, I'm totally flexible there. In fact, this is 8:30 at night for me right now in Florida. I'm 2 hours ahead of you guys. So I'm missing watching TV with my dad right now. But hey, being out with you guys, this is important. And like I said, I can also do some of these sessions on Zoom so that we can interact with each other a little bit more. But I like this because it's easy. YouTube is awesome at doing videos. And speaking of videos, really quickly, I'm also updating the videos for this week. So I'm going to have the whole class opened up over the next week or so. And I'm updating a few of the videos that are like 4, 5 years old. It's time to get those updated to reflect modern times here. And like I said, there's been a lot of changes in the last year that those videos are now outdated. And you'll see most of my examples on how to do science was on exercise and diet, which was, we had an obesity pandemic, but now we've got a COVID pandemic, and we also have the rise of conspiracy theories out there, like the lizard people that are taking over the world and have to drink the blood of young children. Yeah, that's a real one. Millions of people believe in it. It's crazy. And so, yeah, I've got to take that on, and I've got to reflect that in our lessons. Okay, anybody have any other questions? Because I'm about to sign off here. Okay, well, if you want me to do this earlier, hey, shoot me a text, or not a text. You guys don't have my phone number. Shoot me an email. And like I said, I can be quite flexible on these live times here. And maybe I'll even do one outside if we do it in there today. Okay, Corey and Langell, where are the assignments? They are in Learn. So when you go into Learn, okay, you'll see each week, go into that week 1, and then there's a folder that says graded stuff. That is where everything for that week that is graded is located. There's instructional material. In that instructional material, you'll find the required reading and the detailed PowerPoint, and basically everything you need to know for the test and the quizzes is between the required reading and the detailed PowerPoint. I also have podcast, Tom's SciCast. It's on Buzzsprout, it's on Pandora, it's on Google Podcast, it's on iHeartRadio, it's in Google, and it's in Spotify. So the podcast called Tom SciCast is there as well, where I podcast my lessons. So I try to like do that so you can just listen to it. And then I have the YouTube channel, the YouTube videos, which also has the instructional material as well. So you've got 4 different modes of delivery for this material, but the material that everything will be in the lecture, I mean in the PowerPoint lecture and the required reading, but the YouTube videos and the podcast, those are supplemental. They carry almost all the same information, but you don't have to watch the lectures if you don't want to, because death by YouTube. I love YouTube. It's like the second greatest invention ever. Wikipedia being the first one on the web, YouTube number 2. But we're seriously getting death by YouTube with the, just watch 15-minute YouTube videos, answer questions. Watch 15-minute YouTube videos, answer questions. So you don't have to watch them, but I am trying to update them to make them a little better for you guys. And I'm trying to like jazz up my podcast, and I've got some old podcasts I've got posted in the lectures for you. And I've even got some blogs as supplemental information too. Blogs from like the Credible Hawk and blogs that I've written. The Credible Hawk, he's amazing. He's one of the most credible sources on the web. Okay. Anybody else have an assignment here? Or have an assignment? Does anybody else have any questions? All right. Well, hey guys and ladies, thank you so much for joining in. This is going to be a really fun semester. And hey, I'm here. I'm here if you need me. Never hesitate to email me questions. If you want to chat, we got Zoom. I can chat with you at any time. Hey, Alania, you're welcome. You're welcome. And like I said, never hesitate to reach out and talk to me, or you can ask me questions. I love talking about science. It doesn't matter if it's in regard to the class or not. And like I said, if you just want to chat, we can Zoom it up anytime. I'm available. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you so much for all the thank yous. And thank you for joining in. And like I said, I'm here. I'm here to help. Talk to me. I'm here. Okay. Y'all have a good one. Good night. Gotta get that cursor over there to end the screen.